Hello guys, today I'm going to talk about the quote, "No man ever steps into the same river twice." Right, I believe this is a Chinese proverb. And what can I say about this one? Let's see, my personal opinions about this one. Well, basically, we always evolve. I think that's what this quote is all about. Not only us, not only we evolve, but the world around us evolve, right? And I think that's a very interesting quote because no man, since we are always evolving, because we are always like looking at new things that are inspiring us and that are like shaping the persons, the people that we are. So I think the key takeaway from this quote is that evolution is inevitable and is constant, right? And hopefully we are becoming better with the pass of time, you know. And I understand that sometimes it's not the case, right? Sometimes things get worse, like countries get worse, governments get worse, people get worse, companies get worse, everything. But what we would be trying to strive and achieve in life is to actually try to always evolve, becoming good, becoming better than we were before. And how do we do that? We do that through learnings and through mistakes, right? There's no other way. We learn that through studying, through being in touch or having the right people surrounding you and the right environment that actually helps you to progress and to become a better person, right? Because I mean, you don't wanna go from, because we all, like, when we are born, we are, is interesting that when we are a child, we don't have much shit in our minds, right? Because society didn't, like, actually, the environment didn't feed us with a lot of bullshit, right? And then as we grow older and like all the fucking stupid rules of society and all the little things that happens to you, and then this goes like developing some sort of traumas that you just like becomes this person like with a lot of negativity and a lot of like judgments on others and on things, you know. And then it just, society basically just fucks you in the ass, right? And you want to actually, now you reach a point in your life that you like kind of reflect, why am I being this way? Why am I getting so angry and so sad about certain things, and like the world is just, everything seems to not have any good future, right, for me and the world and everything in society. We're all doomed in a way. And yeah, maybe it's true, you know, maybe we're all doomed, but it is inevitable that we are always evolving, right? We might be evolving into wrong ways, I guess, and I do believe that society is, in certain ways, kind of feels like a regressing, you know, instead of progressing, right? Because imagine, like in the 60s, you had the hippie revolution, like you had people taking psychedelics and all these things, and people were like expanding their minds and their horizons. And then suddenly in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and now with the rise of the internet, everything is getting so sad. I mean, the entire politicians and how countries are getting together and fighting, and maybe we like, man, imagine like what the fuck is gonna be happening in the next 10 years with the digital revolution. We gotta be really careful with what we're doing, you know, because everything's getting nonsense, in my opinion. Maybe the best thing you can do for yourself is stop consuming information. Stop watching this video right now. Close this video, because it's bullshit. Everything that I'm telling you is gonna make you even feel worse. So stop doing this. No, I'm joking. I think that like as I was saying, like you want to be influenced by good things. You want to have great people and great minds surrounding you. You want to surround yourself with great knowledge, great books. I mean, do you read books? I don't read any books. I'm such stupid in this sense. Like, I should read anything, right? Currently I don't read anything, so that's really stupid from myself. But I should be reading stuff and consuming good content, you know, not this bullshit that you see everywhere. In mainstream society, right? You gotta be really careful with mainstream society, but also don't be too skeptical. You know, there are good things in mainstream society. You just have to find your way. You know, you have to navigate your way through things that interests you and that you actually see that is genuine, that is made from the heart, that is not made from some big corporations trying to manipulate you. Because nowadays everything is about manipulation, right? Everybody wants something from you. Like, I want you to buy this fucking poster, right? So everybody is trying to get your money out of your pocket, right? About things that probably you don't need, right? Maybe you don't need this poster, but maybe it's interesting for you to watch this video. Maybe I'm giving you some insights here that might make you a better person, because that's what you want in the end. You want to be a better person, right? You want to eat your vegetables. You want to you want to like try to not get into drugs, try to not get into the wrong path of living, right? Like you want to be more self-conscious. You want to like increase your level of consciousness. Maybe you want to like meditate. You want to do all the good things that a lot of people say is good, and because probably it is, right? And so world keeps changing, and we keep changing with the world, right? And we should actually, I think what's interesting about this quote is that we get inspired by the world, and by that we in turn inspire the world, right? So, for example, and this is the perfect example of this project that I'm doing, right? My quotes on posters, because I'm getting this very interesting quotes and I'm getting inspired by them, and then I'm taking the best ones that I like, and I'm doing these posters, and then I'm now here doing these videos to inspire the world. So I'm getting influenced by the world, I'm getting inspired by the world, and then in return I am creating my own art and inspiring the world. And I think that somehow relates to this quote here, right? Because I am becoming a better person. Well, I hope I am. I hope these quotes are not trying to manipulate me somehow. Well, they might, but I hope not. I hope they are really genuine quotes made by really intelligent people, right? and some of them like exist for thousands of years, millennia, right? So those are sayings that are passed through time, through human history, right? And I think this is one of them. I think it's a Chinese proverb, if I'm not mistaken. But I think what's interesting about this one is this, that for example, I am becoming better. I'm a better human being, more self-conscious, and I'm stepping into the river of the world with a different angle, with a different point of view, right? And the world by itself, let's say that the world is the river. The world is also changing as I'm changing too, and this is evolution. It's inevitable, right? And we evolve together as the world evolves, because we is one way linked, connect to the other. There's no way this can be disconnected, right? So I think that this quote here is about that, is about the correlation that the people in the world have, and how we can influence the world so the world can influence us. I think that's an interesting way of looking at this quote in my understanding, right? So I think it's a very interesting one, and it's very interesting for you to actually reflect, about how can you influence the world, and what sort of actions can you take to make the world a better place? Because or even like if you don't care about the world, if you think this is a bullshit thing about this, everybody's saying the same things today, right? Everything's like a big cliche, right? Like oh, you have to change the world, you have to influence the world, you have to make the world a better place. Well, it is true, right? In a way, why would you like to fuck the world? Because you live in the world, right? If you fuck the world, you're gonna be fucking yourself. So selfishness doesn't really make sense in this context, right? You want to actually understand that we live in a society, and even though you might not agree with society, and many times I don't agree with the stuff that society brings to me, I think that it's important actually for you to figure out by yourself how can you, what kind of things can you do to make your life better, and you have to understand that to make your life better, at some point you're gonna understand that it's all about society, and it's all about the community, right? You can't make your life better by yourself only, because you depend on the community to make a living. Unless you really live in the middle of the forest and hunt everything by yourself, this is going to be extremely hard if you manage to do it, right? And I haven't seen anyone managing to do it. As I understand, like, everybody lives in a society, so we got to understand how to live better. We have to like prepare ourselves and get better knowledge about how to live better in a society, how we can contribute better to the society, and the society can in return contribute better with us, right? Because it's a both way road, it's a two-way road. That's the way I see it, right? So yeah, the world is in constant evolution. People are constantly, technologies are like changing at an exponential rate. What's going to be of the future? We are the ones who create the future. The future doesn't create by itself. We with our actions, we are the ones that actually make the future, and it's true, right? You are part of the future. You, as an individual, has a tremendous contribution towards the future. What your contribution is going to be? Are you going to steal a bank? Are you going to go into drugs? Or are you going to do nothing with your life? Yes, you can do all these things, but are these things going to really make you happy? Well, think about it. Think about it. Make some reflections about it, because I think a lot of people, including myself, I think we are all lost. We are lost in our thoughts. We are kind of like uncertain about the future and about what we want to do with our lives. And we are uncertain. Sometimes we are even uncertain if we can actually do anything to change the world, because the way we see is that we are just like little pieces of a big organization, of a big structure, and we don't have enough contribution. We don't have enough power to do any change. But think about it. You have a power to change. Everybody has a power to change, because if everybody gets together, everybody can change the world. We are the ones responsible for changing the world, and it is with our small actions. If everybody takes little steps and little actions towards a better world, then the world will suddenly evolve into a better place. But I don't see this happening. I see people very selfish and people only thinking about themselves first, which is okay. It's kind of understandable, you know. It's understandable that you want things for yourself better than anyone else, because you were born by yourself. You were born alone and you're gonna die alone. And it makes, in this context, it makes total sense that you have to be the first. But is this really a competition? Like, isn't there a better way for us to operate in conjunction as a society with other people? Does it have to be a competition? Does it have to be like a world that we live where 1% owns 99% of the world? Because the way I see the world going now is in this direction. We see corporations getting bigger and bigger. We see governments and countries getting richer and richer, right? You see like China growing bigger, countries getting bigger, America getting bigger, and you see other countries getting smaller, right? So is this the disparity? Is this the only way? Like, question yourself about that. Question society. Is this like really the only way that society can operate? Is by actually accumulating resources and growing and growing this difference and this disparity. Like, we are living in a very extremely insane society, an insane world, where we are able actually to produce enough food and enough goods for everybody to have a standard living with good living conditions, and just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. You just see people dying in Africa and in third world countries, even in my country, Brazil, you see people in extreme poverty, people that actually live without knowing what they're gonna eat. And see me, I'm here like in this apartment, living. I have my couch, I have everything. I have food in the table. I don't need to worry about that, and I have even enough time in my life to spend. So I'm doing this project here, right? I'm doing these posters. But some people, they just wake up and they just have to work with they have to use their hands and their manual labor to actually be able to eat some food in the end of the day. Like, this is like really insane. And people, and see, I consider myself a medium class person, right? And I think we live in a world where, man, if there could be a different sustainable model, if there could be a model that is sustainable, but because the model that we have nowadays is certainly 100% not sustainable. Something is going to happen, some war and some revolution is going to happen, that people from the top are going to go, I'm going to go down, you know. It has to be. There's no other way. You can't. There's no way you can exponentially grow forever unless we actually manage to develop the space. Imagine if we actually manage, and I think Elon Musk is like really. I think probably that's one of his goals, right? Because he wants to conquer Mars. He wants to conquer the space. Because if we keep living the way we're living, where big companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, like they're gonna exponentially grow the same way that they are actually growing now. Where is this going to end? In this planet that we're living, we're not gonna have enough resources in the planet to keep having babies and having children being born, new people being born, and the disparities getting bigger and bigger, right? The richer getting richer and the poorer getting poorer. Man, this future, honestly, doesn't look very optimistic, doesn't look very bright. So, what are we gonna do about it? Are we gonna conquer space and then are we gonna have other planets to fuck with them and keep growing like this? Are we gonna be building our playgrounds in other galaxies? Or are we going to actually realize that this is nonsense? That there's no way this is going to end in good terms? There's going to be wars. There's going to be revolutions. There's no way you can grow and you can keep, the world can keep evolving like that. My solution, honestly, I don't have. I'm not a Nobel Prize winner. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a philosopher. I'm just an ordinary guy. And I really don't know what can be done, because I know that I can't open my apartment and let everybody come and live in a society hoping and expecting that everyone will behave and it will treat each other equally, because I know that this is not gonna happen. But what I do know is that I can change my mind and I can become more conscious about things, you know. And I do know that maybe in my lifetime the world will not evolve to a better place, but if I become more conscious and if I change myself first, then maybe I can inspire some positive change to the world by little actions and little steps, acknowledging that first you must change yourself so you could change the world. So, no man ever steps into the same river twice. Thank you very much for watching and see you again.